So in recognition of Black History Month, I would like to introduce the 2025 Miss Black Aurora, Faye Tendon, who is going to talk to us a little bit about what her responsibilities are as the Queen of Aurora. If she could please stand. Yes.
The camera's right there.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Bai Tendong, and as Mrs. Richardson said, I am Miss Black Aurora for the 2025 to 2026 school year. So, as Miss, I think,
Get closer. Right there.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
So as Miss Black Aurora, what I do is that I just serve as a role model and ambassador for the youth in the Aurora area. And I also work with the other heritage boards like the Hispanic Heritage Board and Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Board, just so we can, bring our communities closer together and interact with the businesses and the churches. Like tomorrow, actually, they're starting a new coalition in the Aurora area to help the Black churches and the Black businesses. So I do a lot of community and volunteer work within the area just to, help around and build a stronger community within the youth. So yeah, that's what I do.
Thank you so much. The next person we have is Immaculate. And Immaculate, if you could please stand. Immaculate is a senior here at IMSA, and she's going to talk to us and just tell us a little bit about what an HBCU is. Thank you, Immaculate.
Hello, everybody. My name is Immaculate. I'm here to represent Poetic Justice and PSU. And I want to talk about what is an HBCU and why are they still relevant. We have people like I.D.B. Wells, W.E.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther King, Jasmine Crockett, Congressman Jasmine Crockett, Jesse Jackson, former Vice President Kamala Harris. What do they all have in common? They all attended HBCUs. Historically, Black colleges and universities are institutions of higher education that were established prior to 1964 to educate Black Americans because they were not allowed to attend what are now called PWIs, also known as predominantly white institutions. Due to nothing other than racial discrimination, these institutions were and are still important because, due to nothing other than racial discrimination, PWIs are relevant today, but these institutions were and are still important because they provide access to higher education for Black students and, for the matter, all students, and contribute to the progress of Black Americans, contributing to the progress in general to the United States of America and beyond. While HBCUs represent only 3% of American colleges and universities and enroll just about 10% of the country's Black population, these institutions produce nearly 20% of all Black American college graduates. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, there are currently 107 HBCUs in the United States and approximately 25% of Black graduates with STEM degrees coming from HBCUs. We hope that by the end of this event, you can see why having HBCUs is still relevant and are important to have today, and will perhaps interest you in attending one in the future.
Thank you so much, Immaculate. So today, we are privileged to have 10 distinguished HBCU graduates with us via Zoom, or who are also graduates of IMSA. This afternoon, they will each share their experiences with us in regards to why they decided to attend an HBCU and what it is like personally and professionally. We are excited to have them with us. Without further delay, I would like to introduce IMSA's Courtney Carruthers, who is a proud HBCU graduate of Prairie View A&M University in Texas, who will introduce our panel moderator. Without further delay, Courtney.
Good afternoon. My name is Courtney Carruthers, the area coordinator here at IMSA. I am also a proud graduate of the Prairie View A&M University in Prairie View, Texas. And I received my bachelor's in communication studies with a minor in behavioral and political science. This afternoon, I'm excited to introduce our event moderator, Dr. Anita Connors-White. Dr. White is the Dean of IMSA Scholars here at IMSA. She has also served in other roles here at IMSA, including the director of the Promise Excel and STEAMS program, Dean of Student Supports and Equity, as well as a faculty member as a chemistry instructor in her early years at the Academy. Dr. White is also a proud graduate of the first degree granting HBCU in the nation, the Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, where she received her undergraduate degree in chemistry and her PhD from the University of Illinois at Chicago. Without further delay, I would like to introduce the moderator of our panel, Dr. Anita Connors-White.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think this is probably one of my most exciting days every year here at the Academy, is being able to proudly represent the HBCUs that are all around the country, as well as to allow some of my distinguished brothers and sisters, HBCU grads here today, to tell you about their experiences, as well as to answer your questions. So today, following a few additional statistics that I'm going to provide, then we'll go around and have each of our panelists introduce themselves, talk a bit about themselves and kind of where they were, where they are now. And then I'll ask a few questions, and then we'll open up the floor for your questions. So to add on to what Immaculate shared in terms of the statistics associated with HBCUs, in addition to the information she shared about the 23% of all African American graduates graduated from HBCUs, even though, and I want to emphasize, even though HBCUs, as she also mentioned, only make up 3% of the colleges in the United States. And so though our 107 accredited HBCUs are here in the United States, in the District of Columbia, and in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and located in 19 of the states in the continental U.S. But what I want to emphasize is that of the 3%, we produce 40% of all Black STEM graduates. That's so sad. Okay. 43% of all Black bachelor's degrees in mathematics, 51.6% of STEM degrees in agriculture, 42.2% in biology, 35% in computer science, 43% in physical science, and even 23.2% in the social sciences. We stand proud. In addition, 50% of Black public school teachers graduated from HBCUs. 70% of Black dentists and physicians graduated from HBCUs. 80% of Black judges graduated from HBCUs. And 9 of the top 10 colleges that graduate the most African American students who go on to earn PhDs are HBCUs. Finally, for those of you aspiring in the business realm, 12.5% of CEOs in the US graduated from an HBCU. Now, our worth is really being resound throughout the world, because now 24% of students that attend HBCU are not African American, are not Black students. So people are recognizing us and they want a part as well. Okay, just a few more little known facts. Tuskegee University holds the distinction of being the only HBCU with an accredited Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program. Female enrollment has surpassed male enrollment every year since 1976, and now is 64% as of 2022. So, my sisters, okay, Spelman and Bennett colleges, which are both female HBCUs with female-only enrollment, produce over half of the nation's African-American women who go on to earn doctorates in science fields, more than produced by the Ivy League Seven Sisters combined. And those schools include Barnard, Bryn Mawr, Mount Holyoke, Radcliffe, Smith, Wellesley, and Vassar. Okay? And finally, in the year 2000, Xavier University in Louisiana produced more successful Black medical school applicants than the top tier schools, including Harvard and Johns Hopkins. So at this time, I would like to have our panelists introduce themselves, and I would ask you each to, of course, share your name, identify your hometown, just in case some of our audience came from your town. If you are an IMSA alum, please identify the year that you graduated. Of course, salute your HBCU and where that HBC is located. Identify what you earned your degree in. If you have an advanced degree, please feel free to share that as well. And then provide us with what you're currently doing with the company that you're currently with. Okay. And then, of course, we want you to ask our focusing questions. Why did you select an HBCU and your HBCU specifically? And how did it prepare you for your current career? If you need me to repeat any of those, just let me know. Okay. And I'm going to go in the order, alphabetical order. So I'm going to ask Justin to kick us off.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Can hear you.
So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Justin Trey Alfred. I graduated from the Southern University Agricultural Mechanical College in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Graduated in 2019 with a degree in civil and environmental engineering and a minor in computer science. And I currently work for Lockheed Martin as a software and test engineer.
So, Justin, why an HBCU and why Southern?
Well, I would say Southern for a few reasons. A lot of my family and from Louisiana has gone to Southern. And also when it came to, offering the most opportunity, Southern definitely offered me a lot of opportunities, not just academic, but like also to work with, intern with various companies, and ultimately led to me getting my full-time offer with Lockheed, which I've been working for just over 6 years now.
Fantastic. And how do you feel that your HBCU prepared you for your position at Lockheed?
Going to Southern, it prepared me I'll say mainly like, communicating and talking, with different people altogether, just learning, how they talk, how they move, and always being able to, be ahead of the game. Like, for example, like taking on different projects. Every project I've taken on, they're like, oh, wow, like, you know yourself where you came from. I'm like, so university. And you're like, where's that? It's HBCU. Go look it up.
Thank you so much, Justin.
No problem.
Joseph Bertrand.
All right. Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me all right?
Yeah.
Great. So my name is Joseph Bertrand. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I'm an alum of IMSA. I graduated in 2020, and then I went on to the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, which is in Greensboro, North Carolina. I graduated from there in 2024 with my degree in mechanical engineering. After I graduated, I've been working at Caterpillar Incorporated since. Yes, Aggie Pride. So the yellow construction equipment, excavators, skid steers, compact track loaders are some of the machines that we design. And going back to why I selected an HBCU first, when I was coming out of IMSA, and I was thinking about the like kind of environment I want to be in. The years that you're at IMSA, of course, are very important, and that's like you developing into the person that you'll be later in life. And I thought these years that I'm in college, I want to be surrounded by a support system that can help me as I'm going through those very important years. And I felt that I would find that support system at A&T when I came and toured. Felt very welcoming. And on top of that, I also knew the opportunities that would be at A&T, North Carolina A&T, would be very helpful as I'm transitioning into my professional career. With it being the HBCU that is, a lot of companies are coming to A&T to seek out engineers, and keeping that in mind, I was able to go attend the career fair and find internships that help prepare me to make that transition afterwards. And so from that perspective, like preparing me for post grad and going to the corporate world, I think that the career fair prepared me for it. The networking events really prepared me for it. And being able to have those internships each summer just made that transition to working for Caterpillar full time a lot easier.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
Thanks once. Thanks, JoJo. Okay, next up, Jada Bethel. And I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Yeah, that's fun. That's right. Hi, everyone. My name
This is Jada Bethel.
Yeah. My name is Jada Bethel. I was Lewis while I was at IMSA. I did graduate from IMSA in 2015. I then went on to Texas Southern University in Houston, where I got my degree or bachelor's in chemistry. I still reside in Houston. Oh, and I'm originally from Chicago. I chose to go to an HBCU from IMSA just because I wanted to be around more people like me. At IMSA, we were a minority, and I wanted to, be around successful African Americans, as well as I chose Texas Southern specifically because when I got on campus, originally I thought I was going to Xavier University, but once I got set foot on TSU's campus, it just kind of felt like home. Everyone was very welcoming. Everyone spoke. They didn't know who I was, but yeah. And then I did get a scholarship, pretty much like a full ride through the Honors College at TSU. So that also was a deciding factor. And what else? Oh, right. Currently, I'm a proposal coordinator for CVS Health.
And an entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah. An entrepreneur. I do have a business called So Love, which is all about building your self-esteem, self-confidence.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Daryl Burrell.
Hi, folks. My name is Daryl Burrell. I graduated from Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, born and raised. I studied civil engineering, graduated in 2017, and went on to acquire my professional engineering license by passing the engineering version of the bar exam. I currently reside in Houston, Texas, and I am a project manager for a local city. I design, build, and manage infrastructure projects, roads, bridges, water, wastewater, pipelines, those sorts of things. I would say that my HBCU, I chose to go there because I always grew up within walking distance of Morgan. I always passed by it every day. It was always the school up the street. I didn't really think too much of it, honestly, when I was growing up. It was always just the school up the street and didn't seem to have a good reputation in my mind. So unlike a lot of folks here that were always set on HBCUs, I honestly, hand to heart, was not. But once I visited and got to see what the school was actually about, all the stereotypes that I had heard just kind of whisked away. It felt like a place that I could live. It felt like a place that I could grow, and it felt like a place that I could actually learn. Not to mention they had a program that actually spoke to me because I genuinely love what I do. Civil engineering is one of my passions. Everything that I do gets to help people. I give people running water. I give people a place to live. I give people a place to work. And Morgan was one of the stepping stones to allow me to do that. But once I actually got there was when it really set in for me that that was a place that I really wanted to be. And was there another question, or did I cover it?
So how did Morgan help you?
Fantastic question. Thank you. I would say that Morgan helped me not only by simply believing in me and telling me that I could actually be something, and having a group of people and professors that told me that I could be something. I had never had that before. It was always expected that I would get good grades, but they told me that I could keep on pushing myself further. But they also exposed me to the working world. Even as a freshman, there are the career fairs that Joseph had spoke on. There are the offices of people that are just there to help you develop not only academically, but also professionally. Career development offices, as well as professors that can just tell you what you need to do in order to grow and in order to move forward. The environment itself always felt like a place that was moving me forward, as opposed to what may have happened at a larger school where I may have just been a number. I'll never know because I got to feel like I was somebody.
Fantastic. Thank you. Up next, Dr. Gary Kennebrew.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
So first and foremost, I am from Chicago, Illinois, by way of Madison as well. Kind of split the two. I am an instant graduate all the way back in the year about Lord of 2004. And I'm actually surprised they still let me come on here after they would have kicked me out by now. So I'm so far removed from the high school experience. But nevertheless, I went to Morehouse College for my undergraduate degree, which I received a Bachelor of Science in Biology, then went on to med school at Loyola Chicago, where I got my doctorate in medicine. As far as my current status, I am currently an emergency medicine physician in the El Paso, Texas community. Actually, probably moving to the Houston area in a couple months, but that's a different discussion. Why an HBCU for me? So why an HBCU and why Morehouse for me are kind of intertwined, primarily because Morehouse was the only HBCU I applied to. So that's kind of a process of elimination there. And then for me, I literally sat down with some alumni from Morehouse on the University of Chicago's campus, and they literally over dinner convinced me to go to Morehouse. So that's how I ended up to go to Morehouse. Yeah, I did the college business and everything, and that was awesome. But I was like, I'm going to Emory, because I knew how good the program was, and I would know I'd be able to run track. And I knew they had a good pre-med program and all of that. But that was kind of thrown to the wayside once they told me the alumni did about their experiences at Morehouse and how invaluable those experiences were and how it led them to where they were. And then as far as the last question, how it prepared me for my career, truth be told, you can probably, if you work hard enough and the school's good enough, you can do anything you want to, right? But what made Morehouse special is the fact that when I got to campus, I saw like-minded people that looked like me, that spoke like me, all trying to achieve the same goal. And that was so empowering because even, prior to IMSA having gone to majority, Black schools for the most part, right? It was a different level of empowerment when you're seeing these young adults, these young men and women. I say women because we're right there at Clark, Atlanta University, and now Mount Morris, Brownsback, and Spelman, where you are in it together. And this also not only the empowerment, but the diaspora and the actual diversity of just black people, right? How, you go there. I'm from Chicago, right? But yeah, you talk with somebody from Atlanta that sound like they're from Atlanta. Or you talk about somebody from New York who say New York like this, right? So all of those experiences in a melting pot was just awesome for me. And the academic records what they were, that more than adequately prepared me. But I also felt like IMSA prepared me for college, which was a stepping stone, laid the foundation, the groundwork for medical school. And then I cannot even mention all how to prepare me for my career without mentioning Spelman, because that's where I met my wife, who has now been my wife for almost 16 years now. So she's a Spelman alum also.
Thank you so much. If I could just remind the panel that we are recording this, so if we could ask you to speak a little bit louder so that we make sure that we catch every word that you speak. So, moving on, Janae McGee.
Hey everyone, can you hear me well?
Can't hear you.
Alrighty. Hi everyone. My name is Janae McGee, also Janae Burrell. I'm married to Daryl. I am from Detroit, Michigan. I went to the Southern University in A&M College in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where I got my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. Um, why did I choose Southern? So from a young age, my mom kind of pushed on me. HBCUs were the way. My mom was a graduate of an HBCU. And in high school, I was afforded the opportunity. We had a career fair at my high school where a whole bunch of different colleges and whatnot came. And I went to the Southern table. They told me about the Houston alumni chapter. I live in Houston now, by the way. They told me about the Houston alumni chapter there, and they have a trip that they take prospective students to Southern. You get to do a whole campus tour. You get to go to a game, and you get to get a full idea of the college experience. And I did that, and I fell in love with the school. It just like sucked me in like it was home. I just loved it. And then my mom, we went back for another visit specifically with the College of Engineering because I knew I was interested in engineering. Um, Talked with the professors, and I just felt more comfortable. As everyone has said so far, it made me feel seen. It made me feel like, okay, going to be an engineer isn't a crazy dream because I don't have engineers in my family. I'm the first engineer. So I didn't really know what that meant, but I knew that was something that I wanted to pursue. So seeing people in that field, seeing people doing that look like me was very affirming. So that's what made me choose Southern. And also they gave me a lot of money to go to school. So basically, yeah, money was definitely a factor for me because my mom isn't rich. And we don't want to have a lot of debt, right? And as a good student, you want to get paid for being a good student, right? You want to be able to get those benefits. So, that was another benefit for me going to Southern. So, how did Southern prepare me for my career? So, Southern has prepared me tremendously. It's so many things that I still use today that I learned at Southern, just from something as simple as how to write a resume, how to go through an interview, having those college fairs and career fairs, talking to people actually in industry that also look like you, that are able to tell you the true experience of what it's like to work in industry, getting opportunities like internships or co-ops to get a true feel of what it's like to work in that field. That tremendously prepared me. And through my internships, through my career fair attendance, I got an interview with the company that I work for now. They were two Southern alums that continue to come back and recruit at the school. They got me my first internship with my current company. And from there, I got my full-time position. So when I say Southern not only prepared me to set me up for greatness, but also put me in line to be where I am today. I don't know any different. I wouldn't be where I am without Southern. So
Thank you, Janae. Okay. Joseph Pollard.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Joseph Pollard. I'm a graduate of Tuskegee University, graduated back in 2019 with a dual major in mechanical engineering and physics. Currently, I am not doing anything with those degrees. I am a cybersecurity engineer with a specialty in cloud application security. And what was it called? Oh, the reason I chose a HBCU, initially when I set out to go to college, I was set on majoring in aerospace engineering, very far from what I'm doing now. I know, but the only HBCU that I could think of that offered an aerospace engineering program was Tuskegee University. And then why an HBCU? I felt as though like growing up, I spent most of my life in Hawaii. That's where I'm from. So I didn't get like a lot of experience with people of my color, black people. So going to HBCU, I knew I could like get that worthwhile experience of just being surrounded by other black people aspiring for greatness. But then once you get to an HBCU, you just realize that there's black people come in all different spectrums and ranges of different interests and backgrounds. So that really is one of the driving factors that really kept me at Tuskegee University. And while I was there, the way Tuskegee prepared me for industry, um, engineering, and where I am now, they just did a really good job just like pouring into you at every step of your matriculation through college so that they could ensure that while you're there and after you leave, like you're just set up for success as best as they can get you. That's really like someone else said on the panel, like they have like an entire department just dedicated towards ensuring that you are set up for success. And I can't say that I would have gotten that same experience at any other university. Um, yeah, did I answer all the questions?
Fantastic. Yeah.
Cool.
So while you're there, Austin, we'll go to you next.
Thank you. My name is Austin. I am originally from Huntsville, Alabama, and I currently live with my husband, Joseph, here in Atlanta, Georgia. I also, too, am a graduate of the renowned Tuskegee University. That's where I met Joseph, and I was a dual major as well in biology and psychology. I currently am a pharmaceutical sales representative for BioMarin Pharmaceuticals, which is a rare disease company. And I love my university. I believe that the reason why I chose Tuskegee University specifically, I come from a long lineage of HBCU grads. Both of my parents went to Southern. I have Morehouse in my family, Fisk University, and the line goes on. My sister graduated from Tennessee State University, so everybody was accustomed to HBCUs. So it was just a matter of which one was I going to choose. I chose Tuskegee specifically because of its home and its homey feel and its culture. Tuskegee felt like the second home when I walked on campus. It was very warm and cozy. All the people were very inviting and welcoming, and I really liked that allure. Also, they had my degree program that I was interested in, biology and psychology, so that was also another attractor for me. Tuskegee supports a lot of STEM programs, so I knew that it was a very lucrative place for me to excel and become one with science and obviously pursue a scientific specialty in industry. So I believe that Tuskegee set me up for greatness in terms of my career because not only in pharmaceutical sales, it's not really what you know, it's who you know. And the ability to network and kind of convene with others was something that I gained from Tuskegee University, learning how to speak intelligently, think intelligently. I believe it's just something that I wouldn't have gained from another institution. And my professors, like Joseph mentioned, really just poured into me with my career development. I didn't know I wanted to go into pharmaceutical sales. My mother's in the industry, so she kind of guided me that way. But I would say my entrepreneurial spirit from retail growing up and my scientific background just kind of made sense just getting into the industry. So with all of those things encompassed into one, I feel like having a good support system through Tuskegee University allowed me to be where I am today.
You're asking me.
Thank you.
Okay. So jumping back, we're going to go to Mr. Tony Richardson II.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Tony Richardson II. I am originally from Aurora, Illinois, West Side to be specific. If everybody hasn't figured out by now, Angela Richardson is my mother. I graduated from Southern University and A&M College in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with a bachelor's in mechanical engineering. And I also have a master's in aerospace engineering from Missouri University in science and technology. That's not an HBCU, but they asked for the advanced degree, so I'll give it to y'all. The reason why I chose Southern, well, there was multiple reasons. Number one, I wanted to go to a school that was down south. It would never snow. It would never be cold. So I knew I had to be below the Mason-Dixon line. So that was number one. Number two, I knew I wanted to go to college with my people. So that was number two. And then once I got to Southern, it was just like everything just fell in place. It just felt perfect. The environment was perfect. Everybody was nice. The engineering department was beautiful. They gave money. Everything just fell in line. So that's the reason I chose Southern. Southern helped me in a tremendous way. It also helped me see life totally different, kind of echoing what everybody else said. When you go somewhere, and I grew up around a lot of Black people growing up, but it's different seeing a group of Black people, like a large number of Black people, all going towards advanced education and all going in a positive direction. Just seeing that, not only just from the students, but from the staff as well, and being supported from so many different ways, from your professors to older students to different academic advisors and the career advancement department. The whole school just fostered a learning and positive environment. Like everyone else said, from resume building to rigorous curriculum. I know people say that the curriculums at HBCUs aren't as tough as other schools. That's a lie. Don't believe it, because you will be up all night doing homework multiple nights. It is what it is. So be ready for the challenge. So the programs are not light work, but it is good work. You will learn. You will be prepared. Also, like others have mentioned, going to the career fairs and seeing other people coming from the other big companies or even small companies, just companies in general, coming and reaching back. And now you see people who went to your school thriving in companies, and you get to talk to them about what they're doing and how they're doing it and how they're navigating. And just the fact that they're spending time with you, like hours and hours and hours of time, people being willing to mentor you and giving you advice, is just an extension of the school showing love and putting time into developing you. So it's not only just the physical school, but the entire environment that the university develops beyond the physical boundaries that to me is priceless.
You tell me. And last but certainly not least, Miss Shady Yancey.
Hello, everyone. Can y'all hear me? Okay. So my name is Jada Yancey. I was born in Chicago, raised in Aurora, Illinois. I am a IMSA alum, class of 2019. I graduated from the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, class of 2023, with a BS in chemistry and a minor in political science. I'm currently a process chemist at Eli Lilly and Company, but I'm currently on educational leave pursuing a PhD in organic chemistry at Indiana University. So why I chose an HBCU is after attending IMSA, I wanted to be in an environment that was supportive, yet intellectually challenging, and not challenging the fact if I deserve to be there because of the color of my skin. And I figured I have my whole life to be in the real world and be a minority. Let's take 4 years to not be that. In my educational institution. And then why A&T specifically? Because of the event organized at IMSA by some of the same people that organized this wonderful event, after I had already been accepted into A&T, I had gotten an opportunity to meet with the then assistant dean of the College of Science and Technology. And I went up to her, had this whole speech prepared about how I really wanted to go to the school. And before I came to get my speech out, she asked me what was my intended major and said, I have a scholarship for you. And not only did she offer me a scholarship, she offered me a unimaginable support. I had never seen a college administrator offer that level of support before. And then that following weekend, me and my family drove down to A&T to tour the campus, and I instantly loved it. And I knew that that's where I wanted to earn my bachelor's degree. And second to none, I wouldn't change anything. So yeah.
Thank you all so much for doing those wonderful introductions and really providing our students with a taste of what it's like to be an HBCU alum. I have some prepared questions here, but in the interest of time, I want to hear from you all. What questions do you have for our panelists? Come on, don't be shy. Yes. Speak up.
I was going away from campus and then going away from IMSA. If you're in IMSA locally, to reach out for that HBCU, how did that affect you and your progress too?
So if you didn't hear the question, it was how was moving away from your family, those of you who live in the Chicago area, how did you adjust to that? So who would like to answer that?
I'll go. Honestly, it wasn't, I guess my situation was a little different because I always knew I wanted to go away. I didn't apply to any school in Chicago. Like I was leaving. I also think that when people go away to school, it gives you have to grow up faster because you don't have that person there to hold your hand. So transitioning, it was pretty easy. Now, my sister did end up following me, but I had already made the decision to leave, to go away. But it was pretty simple. Like I feel like if you have that support system, and then like if you really enjoy college, like as soon as you step on, you make an effort to, like get to know people, and as soon as you have that group or whatever, like you're fine. Like
Data, you also wanted to answer that one?
Yeah. So I also I did apply to a couple of schools in Illinois, as well as the Chicagoland area, but I kind of felt like I wanted to like go further away. But even while at school, like at A&T, I did like my family experienced a lot of loss during my graduate years, and even being so far away, I had so much support. So as long as you're in the right place with the right people, it's like I said, I wouldn't change it at all. Like for what it, from what my experience was, going away wasn't as much of a hindrance as people might have thought. Like I said, and then even my second semester freshman year, COVID hit. And so like then like the entire world changed, and even the challenges that were brought from that, I still think that I had the way more support than some of my friends at other schools. And because of that, I was able to get through those challenges even being further away from home.
And I'll just add a small tidbit. Going to school, any school you go to, even if it's close, I would say taking the opportunity to not only tour it, but I know a lot of schools now, like once you've made the decision, you can get in touch with other like incoming freshmen and stuff and start to make connections with people before you actually start school. So you kind of have a idea, at least you know somebody before you go to campus. That was one thing I know at Southern, they have like a whole freshman week before school starts where it's just freshmen. You're getting to know the campus, you're getting to meet people. So don't be afraid to go far away. Just be open to when you go to, make friends and be open to build your community.
And also, know that you're not going to be the only person there that may not be from that particular city. Like, I came and all of my roommates, like I had one roommate from St. Louis, one was from Dallas, she was from Houston, but she lived in there like with us. And those were the people that I kind of stuck to first. Now, eventually you do start figuring out your lane and you figure out like what group you want to be with and like who really are like your true friends and things like that. But you're not going to be by yourself. So
Look how are like the living conditions like at the schools? Like is the water hot? Like is it good? Like general life stuff. How's the general life stuff at the HBCUs?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. These are the real questions. I'm not gonna lie. I spent 5 years on campus. I only had cold water one night. It was just maintenance. It is what it is. We'll take it. We'll ride with it. Other than that, I think the living conditions were good. Personally, I visited a couple like other schools that weren't HBCUs. In my opinion, I thought those dorms were worse than the ones we had. I thought our freshman dorms at Southern, I thought they were great. I thought they were comfortable. I thought there was plenty of room. So I didn't have, specifically Southern, I didn't have any problem with the living conditions. I thought they were great. And then living conditions, I have to add food in there because I'm a foodie. The food is amazing. So most of the time, if you at HBCU and you like fried chicken and you like fried fish and you like mac and cheese and you like red beans and rice, y'all get what I'm saying. It's yeah.
I would like to add that Tuskegee University just updated all of its freshman dorms, just to put that out there. So if you're interested in attending Tuskegee University, we do have new, clean, fresh facilities.
That is a fantastic point because so does Morgan State University. They just updated almost every building on the entire campus. Thank you for reminding me. Much appreciated. No, I did not say that in competition. You just literally reminded me.
No, it's okay.
yeah, it just kind of depends on where you live. My freshman year, I lived in like a 4 apartment unit. So the people on my side was myself and then one other person. We shared a bathroom, and then the same on the other side. Right now, Texas Southern does have it's called the freshman towers. It's just a roommate and you all have your own bathroom inside. So as far as like the living, like you're fine. You pretty much have your own space. I do know some colleges have like the community bathrooms and things like that. Me personally, I never had to deal with that. So I don't know how that is, but yeah.
It's livable. All right, before we move on, I do know that Dr. Kennebrew wanted to add something else to his introduction. So Gary, if you wanted to share more about your background.
Can you hear me now? Is this better?
We can hear you.
All right. No, I just wanted to add that I'm actually still in the U.S. Army. I did a health professional scholarship program. They paid for medical school. Yeah, just wanted to throw that in there. I was active duty for 10 years, and now I'm in the reserves, just finishing out my time to hit my retirement mark. So I'm actually almost in a couple more years, I'll be at be retiring from the reserves. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there as far as that is an option. I mean, granted, it's not for everybody, and but I also didn't want at the time $240,000 in loans, free interest. So just something to consider.
Another question from the audience. Yes.
Yeah, so I was just wondering with the way like things kind of are within like the Black diaspora with, second generation, first generation African immigrants, and then, further like Black Americans. How is the dynamic at HBCUs? Is it kind of how it's displayed in the media, almost like battling, or would you say it's pretty like unified between the different sections of the Black diaspora?
I could start that one. I would say that when I was at Morgan, I met more people from the Black diaspora than I'd ever even seen in my day-to-day life. It was a mixture of anyone that you could think of. I saw people, as Dr. Kennebrew had mentioned, from everywhere from Chicago to Atlanta, but then also played soccer with people from the Caribbean and Nigeria, as well as other places all around the world. I met more people from an international background than I had ever met in my life up to that point. It was a genuine melting pot of people of different backgrounds all going toward the same goals. And it felt beautiful to the highest degree.
Fun fact, my husband is actually from the Bahamas. So he was born and raised in the Bahamas and came to Texas Southern for college. Actually got a band scholarship, but now he's a pilot. So yeah.
Also, to piggyback off what those two just said, like I said, you'll meet anybody you could think of. You will meet at HBCU. We have professors from all over the world, student body members from all over the world, all the way down to right in your backyard. Including my wife, who's actually I see on the call right now. Shout out to Jasmine. She's from Houma, Louisiana, and yeah, like anyone you could think of, you'll see me at HBCU.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you could. Okay.
I was just gonna say, I feel like anyone going to a HBCU is cool with Black people. So, like, if they're from the diaspora, I don't think they would be coming with the negativity. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, and honestly, you said it perfectly. I just to echo what some of the other people here have said. It's just beautiful to like see that difference in culture, as well. Like at A&T, we had the African Aggies Coalition, and I remember they had a culture show as well. Like they showcased different dances in one of the theaters on campus, and like being surrounded by that was really cool. Meeting people from all different backgrounds. So I think there's like just a general appreciation that you have so many people from different backgrounds all in the same place, learning and growing together. So yeah.
Holistically, we family. And I graduated a lot earlier than any of those guys did. Things don't change much. Okay, another question.
I'm just gonna go to Dr. Kennebrew. Please don't talk about it's too late for you to go or you too old to be on here, because I was an RC when you were here. So that makes you too old to be a part of this. What does that make me? I know you look and try to see me on the camera. I was at 1502 and I was with Q all the time. So it's just really nice to see you and see how far you've come. Your smile has not changed. I automatically recognize you from the moment that you were put up on the screen to kind of advertise. But it's amazing to see just how far you all have gone. You already were doing spectacular and amazing things, being students here at IMSA, transitioning and being a part of a culture that really is a subset of what you see out in the world. But you guys really, you bring in home a lot of great ideas for our young people here. And I think you're showing them a really wonderful path. And it may not be for everyone, but I think you've shown that if it is for you, it only leads to really great places. So thank you all for being here.
I recognize that voice. Is that who I think it is?
I'm not getting any closer. Listen, as close as I'm getting with this camera. But
who do you think it is, Dr. Kennebrough?
He probably can't remember that long ago. So
he remembers me. So
if you remember Tiffany Tobler at the time,
It sounds like Melissa.
Sounds like Melissa.
Yes, it is
Melissa Rivera. Very good.
So it's really nice to see you. And now that you're out in El Paso, if anything, my in-laws live in El Paso. So if anything happens, I'm gonna send them right to you. So there you go.
Excellent. Okay. Another, yes.
This was kind of already touched on a little bit, but I was just wondering, like, academic-wise, like, how rigorous are HBCUs compared to, like, other universities?
I can answer that question. I was a dual major in biology and psychology, and it took me 6 years to graduate. The rigor is there. I would say that it's not only academically challenging, but some of my counterparts that went to PWIs that also majored in biology were like, girl, what are you learning? Are your classes harder than ours? Just because it was very challenging when we compared notes and some of the things that we went into in terms of our curriculum were a little bit deeper than the normal average, biology student. So I would say that the rigor is there and that it was very stimulating and academically challenging for sure.
And to go off of that, I would like to point out that when it comes to the programs that you do end up studying, one of the key points is to make sure that whatever you choose to study is accredited, as in it is nationally certified to teach what it is supposed to teach, because not every school has it, whether it's a PWI or a HBCU. But if it is accredited, then that means that you are genuinely learning the same thing. You legally have to be learning the same thing. For example, an accredited program at an HBCU for engineering is the same program as an accredited program of engineering at a PWI. Fun fact, not only does the program have to be the same, but there's even a school in Florida that shares the same engineering building with a PWI. Florida State and Florida A&M have the same engineering building. That's how close the programs could get. So if someone tries to tell you that the program at an HBCU does not match up, not only is that just fundamentally untrue, if it's accredited, it legally has to be.
And I would also add, in terms of the rigor, I feel like at HBCU, they push you to go even further and to go that extra mile. And so therefore, when looking at the how challenged you are, they're going to put opportunities in front of you, even outside of the classroom, for you to get more experience in terms of STEM. Like, they're going to push more research opportunities. They're going to push more internships so that you can get more experience, and then you can also grow even outside of the classroom. Because even for example, chemistry, they were renovating some of the stuff in the chemistry building at A&T while I was there. But while that was happening, they put us in contact with other institutions in which we can do research with over the summer, so that while they were redoing some of our labs, we could still get that experience and grow at the level or even higher than we expected.
I'll piggyback off of that. And this is, I guess, from a personal experience on my end. So I forgot to mention in my introduction, I'm also undergoing a master's in systems engineering from University of Florida. So I've been taking classes at a PWI, and just kind of comparing them to, class at HBCU, and HBCUs definitely, they do go the extra mile. Personal experience. I remember one of my classes, it was like a prerequisite class, but instructor comes in asking, some question on the first day of class, and whereas a lot of my classmates couldn't answer, I was able to answer all of them, and everyone's looking like, where did you go to school at? So personal experience right there.
Yes, and many of the degrees that you earn at HBCUs and non-HBCU colleges do have accreditations associated with them. So my undergrad chemistry degree is accredited by the American Chemical Society. So just to kind of piggyback off of what our panelists have said, yes, your degree is equivalent to where you go and get anywhere else. So. Okay. Do one final question, because we are in fact a bit over time, please.
So I asked this question about a year ago, but in this current administration, almost a year after it's been, which is a very long year,
Amen.
Are HBCUs and more urban colleges affected or under threat of changes or other problems that come from it?
Did everyone hear the question?
Yes, I can briefly answer that. If there's any threat or change that would be impactful, it's going to be in the form of financial, as far as what resources are available from a federal aspect, right? And that may impact tuition or some of the other things. But as far as things such as enrollment, actually, there's a New York Times article just came out today. HBCU enrollment has actually increased since the abolishment, if you will, of affirmative action by the Supreme Court. So to answer your question, most of the issues are going to be financial and resourceful. But as far as the quality of your education, as far as the aspect, all the positive things we speak of, and even some of the negatives, that will likely not change.
And to piggyback on the financial portion of that, most HBCUs are historically and currently being underfunded by their state and federal governments already. Historically, I know the state of North Carolina owes A&T, I think, $2 billion from withholding funds over the years. And so HBCUs have continued to fight and even prosper under conditions similar to like the ones that the current administration is putting the country through. And so with that being said, I think all schools could be potentially at risk for losing some funding. But in terms of specifically historically Black colleges and universities, they have always made a way out of no way, as we tend to do. And also with different corporations also donating, I know A&T specifically has gotten millions of dollars from various companies within the last 5 years or 6 years. And that has helped to supplement some of that as well. And so I know that trend is continuing as well across a lot of HBCUs in terms of filling that financial gap. And with enrollment increasing, that also helps as well.
I do want to say something. Just a bit of encouragement. This is not political, but this is historical. If we think about the history of HBCUs and when they were founded, the first HBCU was Cheney University, like 1837. So if we think a second about what was going on in the country in 1837, and HBCUs have seen through that and everything else, I'm pretty confident that that this short administration isn't going to have anything on us. We're going to keep rolling. The train is going to keep rolling, and Black people are going to continuously be educated and continue to thrive. That's just my 2 cents. Do not be encouraged. Do not be discouraged. Do not.
Well, with that, I think we are going to bring this session to a close. I would like to thank our panelists once again for providing amazing words of wisdom. And I am confident that you have sparked the interest of many of the young people that are sitting here amongst us today. And I will say that to you all, if there's any of these panelists that you would like to communicate with further, simply reach out to Ms. Richardson and she will put you in contact with them. Okay. With that, let's give our panelists one last round of applause. I will turn things back over to Ms. Richardson.
So again, thank you so much, everyone, for coming. We really enjoyed the event, and the kids were really, really looking forward to it. I don't know if the panelists can see all the HBCU drip, but when I said to the students that they can come pick up their hoodies yesterday at 9 a.m., at 8:56, they were coming to pick up those hoodies. So it's all good. You guys look fabulous. Again, thank you to our panel. Dr. White, thank you so much. Adrian Coleman, Dr. Coleman, rather. I'm sorry. I went in the friend zone for a second, but Adrian, if you could come forward really quick. And if everybody can clap up for Adrian. Everyone. Yes, yes. Dr. A, yes. Again, thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much to our guests for joining us. If we can get our panelists to stay on with us, we're going to take a quick shot. Thank you so much for all the Zoom attendees and have a good night. Thank you for joining us.